Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late October 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Aquarians. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about Aquarius. Let's see what's happening. Please and thank you. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius as we move towards Halloween. Guides and spirit team, what's happening? Talk to me. Thank you. There we go. Thank you. All right. Very nurturing, loving, caring type of energy here for you, Aquarius. Very spiritually protected as well. This is one of my favorite oracle cards in this whole entire deck. It really is. So whenever it shows up in a reading, whatever shows up, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, that's a good sign right in the front end. Now, before we fully dive in on that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card here. So we see this beautiful woman with that red headdress on. She is snuggling up there to that white dove. And in symbolism and divination, white birds and doves, they represent spirit. Essentially the love and light type of spirit, if you've heard that term before. So we think of angels, we think of guides, we think of ancestors. So to me, this is a big card and a big signal of spiritual protection and love from the other side. Okay, so maybe some of you need to hear that you were loved, you were protected. Even if you're feeling solitude, even if you can't feel it, this is spirit reassuring you in one way or another, regardless of what you're going through. There's so much nurturing love and care. Now, for another portion of you, since there is so much affection in this card, maybe you're feeling a little more affectionate than normal. Maybe you're a little softer around the edges, right? A little more emotional. Everyone needs love and affection sometimes, and maybe you need a big old hug. And I always say, I'll give you a big virtual bear hug. I can't do any more through the screen, but this is a good card, okay? So maybe someone you're linked to needs a hug. Maybe that's something you need to hear. But let's get into tarot. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness here. So shuffle up the deck one time and see what we have for Aquarius this week. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was interesting, a different flavor. It was titled A Karmic Break. And the reason it was titled that was I saw a lot of powerful changed-based karmic energy in last week's reading, but I also saw in multiple places the energy of like a pause or a break or like a lull of some kind, okay? So whether that's something you need to do, maybe that's something you're doing, it was showing up in last week's reading, like a little downtime for something. So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because it could be your energy, could be someone else's. So let's see what we got. Let's get 3 cards out here for my lovely Aquarians in late October, please. Here's that karmic energy showing up again, but it's a good one, my friends. We are leading off this week's reading with the Wheel of Fortune. Ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. I love it. It's one of my favorite cards. So like the Oracle card is one of my favorites. Now your first card is one of my favorites. I'm going to try to not get too excited here. Let's get a couple more. What do we got for Aquarius, please? Thank you. 3 of Pentacles, so work things. A lot of money energy showing up here in the beginning. Okay, I like it, but we could be looking at someone you're linked to. That's another vibe I'm picking up with that 3 of Pentacles. Like this doesn't have to be your energy there. Could be focusing in on someone in your group. And now here's the card that could be representative of you. We have the Knight of Swords. So yeah, buckle in for this one, Aquarius, because as usual, your reading's going to be interesting because it always is. So let's go through real quick. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, I'm looking down here. We have a lot of stuff that I like, but there's a little underlying energy that I want to look at closer. But we have the Wheel of Fortune, very powerful karmic energy still lingering here. Beautiful. We have work energy or your circle of acquaintances, and we have a card that can represent you. So there's a lot of stuff happening here. We have inner energy, we have outer energy. We have possible others and yourself. So there's a duality here, which I've been seeing in other air signs. So let's go through one by one and really start to break this down. In position number 1, the Wheel of Fortune, as I've said several times, one of my favorite tarot cards. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, right? So this is a good luck charm. Whenever I see the Wheel of Fortune, regardless of the other meanings, because this is a very powerful card, it feels like luck will be on your side, or a change will go in your way, or something's going to go your way with the Wheel of Fortune, especially when it comes out in the upright. And when it flew out of my hand, it landed exactly upright. So I really like this energy. What else can it represent? It could represent sudden change. It could represent sudden shifts. It could represent the karmic wheel of life, the journey of life. So we could be looking at the big picture of life's journey when we have the Wheel of Fortune. So you see what I mean? It could be very powerful. It's also angelic in its own way. So we're absolutely going to want to clarify this. But starting off with that, regardless of what shows up within the reading, even if we have some choppy things, this Wheel of Fortune tells us like, hey, it's something's going to go in your benefit, in your way. In the center, we have the Three of Pentacles, and for some odd reason, usually this is a very good, soft type of energy, and I'll share with you now intuitively, like there's something a little off about what I'm feeling with that Three of Pentacles this week for some reason. I've had it for other signs this week, but it feels a little different here in the center. Now, the Three of Pentacles, it could just represent work situations, right? Like what you do for a living, how you earn money. It could be someone who's trying to master a craft, or somebody who's working very diligently. I always say this card could represent teamwork. So teamwork makes the dream work. We think of groups of people, but it could also represent your acquaintances, people that you're connected to. So when we clarify it, it could just tell us how someone you're connected to, whether through work or otherwise, how they might be acting, the energy they're in, how they might be feeling. It's giving me an odd feeling here. We'll see when we clarify. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's something with this Three of Pentacles that's giving me a little odd feeling that I want to look at further before I really make a judgment call on it. But for some of you, maybe it is just a work thing. That could absolutely be it. Like how you earn money, what you do for money, things like that. You might just be focused, right? You could be in pentacle mode, all about the pentacles, all about the money, business mode. So we'll have to see what's up with that. Now, as we get to the back end, we have a card that could represent you. The Knight of Swords, beautiful energy normally. It's one of the fastest moving cards. Now, Aquarius is an air sign. For those of you that don't know, yes, Aquarius is the water bearer, but elementally it is an air sign. And this could be representative of you or another air sign, so a Gemini, a Libra, another Aquarius, and it is action-based. When we see this Knight of Swords, it is action, it is movement, it is blasting off towards something like a rocket. So once again, it could be action, there's a sudden energy here, so there's a lot of powerful energy that could go 0 to 100 real quick in this reading when we have the wheel and this. So there might be a lot of things that just go from 0 all the way to max. I do say with the Knight of Swords that it can be a little conflict based as well. Like if we clarify it and we're not looking at your energy, when I see this Knight of Swords, it could be someone riding into battle. So we're going to want to take a look at it because look, this knight is riding towards these Three Pentacles. I don't want to really speak on it too much just yet, but I really do want to dive deeper. So let's do that. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Aquarians and see what's happening. My guides and spirit team, talk to me. What's up with Aquarius? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that wheel first and see what's up. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you have any messages you want to give to Aquarius, just drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Wheel of Fortune time. Wheel of Fortune. What's happening here? Thank you. All right, yeah, this is very sudden type of energy. So whether it is someone making a sudden move, sudden action, sudden change, it's being reiterated here. We have the Four of Swords in reverse underneath this Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there could be someone or something that reemerges in this time. So just know that, like, that's a vibe I'm getting. Because last week we had the energy of like a karmic break. Now it's like, all right, break time over. So like if you've had a rest or relaxation, like something could start picking up steam very quickly here. So I feel like this is like the linchpin to the reading we had last week where it connects it. The Four of Swords is generally a card of someone Sure, it's spiritual. It could be about rest. It could be about relaxation. It is very still and stable, not moving. So it could be someone's mind just very stable. When I see it in reverse, especially under a thing like this Wheel of Fortune, yes, this could be something very good coming in towards you, right? Like that's what makes this interesting. So this reading so interesting, pardon me, is that we have this energy where it could be something great moving towards you. It could be a sudden change, absolutely. But if we're talking about someone's mental state, that's where it gets a little different. This could be someone with racing thoughts. This could be somebody who is overthinking, anxious, nervous. So I'm picking that up. I have 3 messages right here in the front end. So take which one applies. If none of them apply, it's all good. We're going to keep pressing forward. But yeah, just to reiterate, this could be something really good coming towards you, like a big win or victory, absolutely, which that's claimable. It could be a sudden change of some sort, like I said, break time over, something re-emerging, or it could be someone's mental state where they're overthinking, anxious, nervous. So let's see what's happening with that 3 of Pentacles here. It's a lot. Like all the energy is a lot this week. Aquarius, what's happening with that 3 of Pentacles here? Cute. Okay, yeah, someone is not really too happy here. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse underneath this 3 of Pentacles. And I've been kind of feeling this since the beginning. There is someone that could be in your circle of acquaintances or just somebody in your circle where they're not happy. They could be upset, they could be angry, they could be mad here when I have this Knight of Cups in reverse. For a very small portion of you, I just have to give this. You might just be way more focused on work than you are romance, or focused on the monetary as opposed to the emotional. You might just be in work, pentacle mode. But another thing I'm picking up as well is like, if someone approaches you, you might reject them in one way or another. I was picking up a similar thing in a Libra reading, but this is different. Okay, I could feel you possibly rejecting someone as well. Okay, with this Knight of Cups in the reverse, it's someone who has sour feelings. Okay, maybe it's even you who like not liking what you do for a living or not liking work. You see what I mean? Everything so far, Aquarius, like your reading has been packed with messages. Whereas normally with these readings, each alignment, I get like 1 or 2 messages. I keep it moving, keep it going. So far, like we're 2 in and you already have like 6 or 7 different possibilities. So the energy is very much heightened here, but we're going to move over to the Knight of Swords. Let's see what's up with that. Then we'll do, because that might be your energy showing up here. But the thing that I'm feeling here in the center, once again, let me give you a quick little cliff notes, is 1, it could be a little dissatisfaction with what you do for work, or how you earn money, something with the workplace not sitting right. I was also getting the vibe of somebody in your circle, someone you're connected to, being upset, possibly angry or mad right here in the middle. And there's also a little energy of rejection as well, but let's keep moving. I don't want to get too hung up. We'll talk more about it during the recap. Which is odd because when I get so many messages in such a short amount of time, it means like there could be a lot of things that are up in the air for a lot of you, or there's just a lot of things on your mind. But let's see why that Knight of Swords is here. Thank you. Okay. All right. This feels good to me. We have the 7 of Cups in the upright underneath this Knight of Swords. So you might just be as like, if this was a person right here on the front end, if this is their mind state, you might have just as much of an active mind state as this other individual, but yours seems a little more grounded is what I'm picking up here on the back end. Now, the 7 of Cups is a card of options. I feel for a lot of you, this could be something really good. Like you could be moving towards a time and place where you have so many options or paths to victory that could be very good. But there is somebody on the mind, right? So whether it's you that has somebody on your mind incessantly, or you're on somebody else's mind incessantly, that's like a vibe I'm picking up because it shares on these two ends here. There's like a lot of thought towards each other. Okay, now let me get this straight once again for those of you that are new here. I'm not solely a love reader, but there could be undertones of a situation like that. The 7 of Cups is very daydreamy. So we have 2 minds racing here on the extreme ends. But I do feel for a lot of you like there's good possibilities, a lot of options, a lot of paths opening up for the Aquarius collective, especially with the possible win on the front end. So I would say it's claimable for the most part, but I would try to like calm the mental space down. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, Aquarius. Then we'll get into the shadow card. Like I said, there's so much energy in every single one of these alignments. Just take what hits for you, obviously. So you might just have a lot on your mind or a lot of things going on. But position number 1, we have the Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Swords. Let's run down the list of the various things that were popping up in my head as we were going. 1, this could be someone or something coming back around. This could represent a sudden change or a sudden shift of some sort where it's like, all right, break time over, let's get it going. If this is someone's mental state, the mind is running, the mind is racing. Right there in the front end. Absolutely. Get into the center. We have the 3 of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups in the upright. Someone who could be a little disgruntled, right? A little upset, a little angry, a little mad. I was picking that up here in the middle. So that could absolutely be it. There could be dissatisfaction in the workplace or what one does for money, anything monetary related. And I was also getting energy of a rejection of some sort. So take that for what it's worth. But moving to the back end, we have the Knight of Swords with the 7 of Cups. Moving towards a lot of options. So whereas I did say this could be a victory coming in the front end, there's a lot of possible victories coming down the pipeline for Aquarius. But I have 2 people with racing minds, lots of thoughts. So there might be someone that you have on your mind quite a bit, or there might be someone that's like thinking about you nonstop. Like that could absolutely be it here on the back end. But I still feel good possibilities, even though there's this little disgruntled energy in the center. So please take a screenshot of that. Do with that what you will. Let's get you a shadow card here. I don't even know what I'm going to title this one, Aquarius. I'm just going to have to pick from like 10 possible titles because there's so many different things happening in this reading. Feels intense, but that middle alignment, yeah, I mean, I was feeling something with that since the very beginning. But let's see what's happening here. It's in the shadows for Aquarius. And yeah, we're just going to pull this one card just to see what's in the shadows. I'm going to shuffle it up one more time real quick. I always like to do that, whether it's within you, whether it's something you don't quite see just yet. It's a nice way to end the reading. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'm going to put a link for it down in the comments below. Next week, I'll be doing the very first members-only all-sign reading, so if you want to get in on that, please feel free to join us. No pressure, but let's get this shadow card out here for you. I always like to offer. But what's happening? Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So we do have the Hermit here showing up in the shadows, so you might be tempted to retract and pull back. Maybe you're in Hermit mode in this time. For a portion of you might be linked up with a Virgo when we have the Hermit as the shadow card. Notice that it looks like a ghost, right? We're around, it's close to Halloween time, so this person is in costume. But whenever I see the Hermit, I do feel like this is somebody retracting or pulling back from something. So that might be a mode you're in. Maybe Spirit's asking you to go into Hermit mode for some reason. Maybe there is something that you just need to take a step back from in this time whenever we have this in the shadows. But this could also represent solitude and loneliness and stuff like that. So in the coming days and weeks, those feelings might pop up for a lot of Aquarians, where you might feel a little isolated. You might feel a little tugging sense of loneliness. And that's okay. We all experience that from time to time. But yeah, this is somebody in Hermit mode, whether you or somebody else. But yeah, Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the September subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for October, I'll be going back to one of the classics. I'll be giving away 2 copies of the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of the most beautiful decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments if there's a zodiac sign that you clash with. If so, which signs do you kind of bump heads with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of October, your name will be announced in the community tab, my friends. As always, much love, and I'll see you next time.